A household name and a central figure in the battle against COVID, Sir Chris Whitty was questioned on key events in the crisis. The inquiry focused on the early days in January, with the virus threat emerging. Sir Jonathan Van Tam, Deputy Chief Medical Officer in England, had warned of a significant pandemic. Sir Chris had said hold on and wait for more data.
I don't see what I would have done differently at this particular point. If I'd said to him, OK, what's the evidence on which this is going to be a pandemic and lots of other things aren't, he would have said, this just feels like that to me. That's quite a narrow basis on which to make quite big decisions.
By March 2020, the virus was spreading fast and lockdown loomed. Sir Patrick Vallance, the Chief Scientific Advisor, wanted to go earlier, but Sir Chris wanted to weigh things up.
The risk of going too early, in which case you get all the damages from this with actually fairly minimal impact on the epidemic, and the risk of going too late, in which case you get all the problems of the pandemic running away. Now, as we will, I'm sure, come on to, my view is, with the benefit of hindsight, we went a bit too late on the first wave.
Sir Chris conceded that major sporting events which went ahead, like the Cheltenham Racing Festival, gave the impression of normality. With hindsight, things could have been done differently. And what about the relationship between scientists and politicians? Sir Chris was clear that big decisions like lockdown were for ministers.
I think they are clearly ones that only an elected politician within a democratic system, at least, can reasonably finally make. We can give advice of a technical nature as to what would happen in this situation or that one, but ultimately these are political decisions.
This week is largely about leading scientists and health officials. And from next week, it's the turn of key politicians from that time, including Matt Hancock, Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak. And a thought for them from Sir Chris: the system should take the threat of natural disasters as seriously as security threats. Hugh Pym, BBC News.